what the did I just watch? So Evil Dead Rise is the new Evil Dead film set in the Evil Dead universe, but really you don't need to see any of the previous incarnations to see this one. I'm not a big Evil Dead fan, I'll admit. I've seen 4 out of the 5 released films. The only one I haven't seen, and I believe there's 5 films, the only one I haven't seen is, well, I've never seen the TV series either, but I've never seen Army of Darkness. That's the only one. Everybody jump on me right now. I get it. I hear that's one of the best ones, and maybe that's why I've been saving it for so long. I just never sat down to watch it. I've watched the other ones. I'm not too crazy about this franchise, to be honest with you. And so going into this one, I was like, well, we'll see what happens. Everybody's gushing over it. I'll at least give it a shot. And I'm glad I did, because I think this is one of the most intense, just make me cringe in my seat horror films I've seen in a long time. So if you know going in that this isn't your thing, then you're not going to enjoy this. But if this is totally your bag, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to enjoy this probably much more than even I did. And I liked so much about this movie. So the basic story here is one of the 3 books of the dead gets unearthed, and essentially the demons or whatever start inhabiting this little family that lives in this dilapidated apartment building, and hell literally breaks loose. So it is kind of like a cool contained movie, just kind of like the original Evil Dead. It takes place in a cabin, and there's not a whole lot set wise or scenery wise. It's set in one location, and I really dug that about this film. Originally, this was supposed to be an HBO Max or a Max, now that they're changing the streaming service name, original film. And Warner Brothers was so confident in this film, they put it in theaters, and I have to admit it was the right decision. This is a very, very good movie. Now, the cast here is led by Lily Sullivan, who plays Beth, and Alyssa Sutherland, who plays Ellie, their sisters. Ellie gets possessed by the demon, and it's just pure chaos. There's 3 kids in the film. They all do really exceptional jobs here, but the standout is Alyssa Sutherland. She does so much. Before she gets possessed, I'll have to admit, not a whole lot to the character. They give you some stuff, but she shines as just the possessed, demonic, entity that's wreaking havoc on this family. And I was all about it. I think she gives one of the best horror performances I've seen in a while. Really cool. A lot of great stuff you've seen in the trailers. Her giving the lines like, "Mommy's with the maggots now." Creepy line. She does all that delivery fantastic. I think what I really also enjoyed with this is a lot of the practical effects they were able to work into this. I know there's a lot of digital effects and all that typical stuff they worked in, but it's very noticeable when you're using the prop blood, when you're using actual prop blood, drenching your actors in it. That was something I didn't mention in my Renfield review, is that I think that film would have been serviced better had they actually used actual fake blood and stuff to kind of enhance a lot of the gore. In this, they do that here, and it helps make everything just feel a lot more icky. They use so much more practical stuff on this, and you just feel it. My skin crawled. I got nauseous at a couple points. I gripped the ends of my chair, sitting there in the theater. This film is excellently directed by Lee Cronin, who wrote and directed this. Totally understood the assignment. While I do think that the story, there's not much there. They kind of set you up, and the mayhem ensues inside the apartment building, and that's pretty much all you need. In terms of that, it's fine. It serves the purpose. Where I think Cronin shines is the direction. It is utterly incredible how tense and nerve-wracking and just icky you feel watching this, and that comes back to the director setting the tone, setting the mood, and making you feel that. That is the job of a director, is to get you to feel those things, and knocked it out of the park. Music, kind of so-so. It was good. It was there. Didn't really need it because it was mainly about the tension and that typical the strings being played, intensifying scenes, and just I can just feel it in my bones right now. Again, when you hear my grade, know that I am not as big a horror fan as a lot of people, but I do enjoy some horror, and I did enjoy this film. And I think a lot, like I said at the beginning, a lot more people are going to enjoy this more than me. And if you're not into horror, you're definitely going to enjoy this a lot less than me. But, when I give this film a B, a solid B, it's definitely not perfect. It's not 100% for me, and I liked a lot what they did. It just, not everything completely hit home or made me be in awe of it. But like I said, I was a big fan of the direction, the tension, the mood, everything worked for me. Might be my favorite of the Evil Dead franchise, to be honest with you. But I know there'll be a lot of people out there who are going to give this A minuses, high range. And hey, good for you. Film is subjective, and you're allowed to feel that way. And I just don't know if it got to that level. It just, I think it lacked a lot to be desired. It did a lot of great stuff, but it is what it is, and you're gonna feel how you feel. I feel how I feel. What do you guys think? Have you gone out to see Evil Dead Rise yet? Are you a fan of the franchise? Are you not a fan of the franchise? Do you plan on seeing it, not seeing it? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, guys, if you could hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the little bell notification to be notified whenever I drop new videos, it would be greatly appreciated. And until the next review, guys, I'll be seeing you. And don't mess with any books of the day. If you come across a creepy book, just stay away, please.